I've actually been in the paranormal field for about 15 years now, researching and doing some freelance research in Bigfoot and Loch Ness Monster. I really didn't have a chance to go out and do any hands-on research until I got into Destination Truth on the show. And I actually got to set foot in some of these locations where a lot of these legends and folklore kind of originated from. My thoughts on EVPs are actually pretty simple. There is no discernible evidence that I've seen or I've been told or come across that would say something is definitely haunted or originally paranormal because of only an EVP. I think it's one piece of evidence that is used in a bigger picture to kind of help facilitate or bring us in a direction to show us whether a particular location is haunted or not. There needs to be some kind of universal parameters that we kind of reflect back to and we kind of reference when we investigate or research EVPs. If one chose to take on the paranormal field, I think that there's a lot of prep time that needs to go into that. Listen to other paranormal investigators. Use common sense. Don't just jump into some place that you know nothing about. There's a lot of dangers. There's a lot of things you need to respect. There's a lot of laws that you need to know. Do your research, do your homework, get advice from other seasoned investigators before you go out. And you may find out that this is something you love, or it may be something that you totally don't like. It's not what you thought it was going to be. And that's fine. I would like to see the paranormal field take an ever positive direction. Always looking for teamwork, acceptance, working together. It's kind of the family that it was supposed to be originally. Unfortunately, I've seen it go in directions that are not so friendly. There's a lot of competitiveness. I think that it's time for us to take a step back and really figure out what we want to accomplish in this field. Are my intentions to become famous? Are my intentions to truly help others? Do I want to help teach others? Do I want to help families that are under negative energy or having some fear in their lives because of something they don't understand? Or do I just want to be the best paranormal investigator out there? These are all questions that you need to ask yourself if you're going to come into the paranormal field. Or I think if you're in the paranormal field right now, I think that you need to ask yourself, what are my real reasons for being here? The one that really comes to mind off the top of my head is the Jungle Temple in Thailand that we investigated on Destination Truth. That was the first investigation where I'd actually been physically touched by some unseen force. During the EVP session, I felt what seemed to be hands around my neck. It seemed like there was something choking me, physically choking me. Not something that I had inhaled, and it wasn't a bug, it wasn't anything like that. It was something that I actually felt an external pressure on my throat. And that had never happened to me before. This is my first experience with that. So it really was an eye-opener for me. It instilled a lot of fear in me at first, which kind of quickly subsided into anger because I didn't want to be touched like that by anybody, especially a spirit. And I did not go back in that building after that. I have a few favorite pieces of equipment that I like to use during paranormal investigations. One is the tri-field meter. I like to use that because it actually has the needle that jumps up and shows you kind of what the level of the field is in the immediate area. So where you could basically see kind of where the fields start and where the fields kind of diminish and fall off. A lot of people don't like using EMF detectors because there's so much natural interference because of the electrical system, because of wires, because of junction boxes, anything like that is going to produce a natural field there. For that reason, a lot of people kind of frown upon using that. It's kind of like it got popular for a while, but they kind of died out again. I still like it because the majority of the locations that I investigate are actually out away from any kind of electrical lines, wires, junction boxes, fuse boxes, anything that's going to give off.
I'm sorry, we have a problem with the
Sure.
camera. That's not paranormal. Thank you, Rex. We look forward to a great investigation this weekend.